It was standing outside her window again. Jenny Gruzinski whispered those words into her phone with a trembling voice in the middle of the night while staring into the dark yard of her house in Montana. After returning from Afghanistan, the former U.S. Marine Corps medic tried to rebuild a peaceful life, but something began haunting her almost immediately after the war. At first, it was strange noises at night, footsteps around the house, the sound of metal scraping slowly against the fence like someone dragging a knife across it. Then Jenny started seeing a figure in the darkness. A tall man wearing an old military uniform stood near the forest and silently watched her windows. Every night, he came closer. She tried convincing herself it was PTSD from Kandahar, where her unit had been ambushed and nearly everyone died during the evacuation of wounded soldiers. But one night, Jenny woke up to the strange clicking sound of an old military radio she had kept locked away since the war. Static crackled through the speaker, and then a weak voice whispered, "Medic, help us." At that moment, the lights inside the house began flickering, and Jenny saw the man outside again. This time, he was standing directly on her porch. His face was covered in blood and dust, and hanging from his chest was a U.S. military dog tag with the name of a soldier who had died in her arms back in Afghanistan. The next morning, Jenny barely remembered surviving the night. She sat in her kitchen holding a loaded pistol, unable to stop staring at the window because she swore she had heard heavy military boots pacing outside her door until sunrise. The police found nothing, but deep footprints resembling combat boots were left in the wet ground around the house. Later that day, Jenny drove to visit an old veteran named Marcus Reynolds, one of the few soldiers who survived the Kandahar ambush with her. When she described the man outside her window, Marcus suddenly turned pale and pulled out an old photo of their unit. Standing in the back row was the exact same soldier from the dog tag, David Miller. The terrifying part was that his body had never been recovered after an explosion inside underground tunnels during the mission. Marcus quietly admitted that after the war, several veterans from their unit had reported the same things: voices coming through dead radios, a figure standing outside their homes at night, and nightmares about what happened in the desert. But every one of those veterans later died under mysterious circumstances. That evening, Jenny returned home and immediately noticed that her bedroom door was slowly hanging open, even though she clearly remembered locking it before leaving. The air inside the room felt freezing cold, and the old military radio was crackling again on the floor. As she bent down to turn it off, a voice whispered through the static, "You left us there." At that exact second, the lights went out, and somewhere behind her in the darkness, someone took one slow step forward.